Hey, this is Lawrence D. Adams.
You sound like a game show host. And it's
Hey,
Nikki B here.
and we are
Doing relationship
relationship right
right.
finally.
Finally. Finally.
So let's go into, have you ever sat down and had your community or the people around you speak in your life?
Yeah. Or stand up.
Right. And
Or
this,
stand up and they stand around you
right.
and share those things.
We had a crazy experience last week. You got to hear this story.
Yeah.
Because
Good.
if you haven't had the people in your life take the time and speak in your life, wait till you hear our story about what happened. So I know Nikki B is about to start sharing her little bit of the story, then I'll share my side of it.
Okay. That's good. So, just a bit more of context on what LDA is talking about. We had the opportunity, or we had this bright idea, this loving idea to share our engagement with our close family. And when I say close, I mean close, because we do have close family members who were not there as well. However, we were intentional about the individuals that were there. We call this our tribe, our wise council. So those individuals who are married, have been married previously, or that are in long-term relationship. Um, so those were the individuals we chose to be there with us this particular night, and who we decided to invite. And there are a couple of other people that were outside of that. However, we still chose those individuals because those are the people that we would um, generally reach out to or talk to, or that they really know us personally. So that's the context there. That's the story. That's where we're coming from with the lessons that we gleaned, and we figured it would be valuable to share these lessons with you all as well, because we love you guys. So now, what do I want to share? Because there was so much that was happening that week.
So share not that week, but that day. Because a lot of people like you may not have the opportunity that we experienced last week.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And so I want to make sure we speak to you so you can get a glimpse behind the curtains of what took place with us, so it can happen for you. So give that behind the scenes of what took place that last Friday evening.
Okay. So jumping right into the actual dinner, we welcomed everyone in. Everything worked out it just worked out perfectly, because we ended up having our own private room. And so this created and curated a space for people to be vulnerable and to be authentic and genuine and share their hearts. And we heard that. I know I did. Each time someone shared something, rather if it was about LDA or myself, my eyes were welling up with gratitude, emotion, and I'm getting kind of like emotional now, just being immersed back into that time. But I had not been in a space that was filled with so much love and support, and especially with the people, the diverse group of people who were there. I'll share two of mine, my mom and my dad. So my parents were teenage parents. So there's a lot of things that I did not experience being a child or an adult, having my parents in the same space. So I'll jump for a little ahead a little bit. I was able to take a picture with both of my parents, right? That right there is just absolutely amazing and just really warmed my heart. And to hear both of them actually speak and say the things that they said, they were very much encouraging, um, and sharing things about my life and things that I have done just as a person, I forgot about, because I'm like, well, that's just who I am, right? And this is how I live my life. So for those two specifically to share my character from their perspective, just really encouraged me even more to continue living my life the way that I do. And that's to, of course, be a leader, but not intentionally being a leader. Yeah. That's who I am quite naturally, but also to encourage, and also to give. Here's the biggest one. I know this is going to sound weird, but to receive, because I've given so much.
Who said that to you? Because you skating real hard right now.
Am I skating?
Yeah, you skating real hard.
So
who said that to you?
My dad said that.
Thank you.
My dad said that. He was the one that said, hey, do you not forget that and understand that principle where it says, yes, to give, but when you sow, it is going to be given back to you much more. So now this is your season that those things are being reaped and coming back to you. And I wrestled with that for a while on receiving things. But who would have thought that is something of encouragement, right? Like, who has to be wrestled with to receive? Here, I'm trying to give you $100, $100,000. Oh, well, now my heart is open. Yeah, it's a bit of a tussle, but I'm encouraged to receive. So
yeah. So when I heard your dad say that, I'm sitting back recording it, and I'm looking how you're receiving what your dad and what your mom was saying to you, and I was like, wow. Even at your grown age, they're still pouring into their daughter right now. Mm-hmm. How many of you didn't have the opportunity for someone else to pour in you, especially your mother and your father? I can say, and you're saying here that, what did it do for you as not Nikki B, but the little girl inside of you, to hear your mother and your father express these things about you right now, at that moment?
Yeah, such a great question. And I'm not sure if I had the time to actually process it and really understand what was happening at the moment. But as I'm talking through this with you all in real time, I'm realizing that the little girl in me started to become free and happy and joyous. And there have been other times in my life where 8-year-old, or little Nikki, as I call her, has started to be like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, this is good. I like this. Versus, hold on, wait, hold up. Who's that? What's going on here? Can I trust this? Can I do this? Can I receive that? No, they're going to want something after this, right? So in that moment, I'm like, okay, this is good here. This is good. So the feeling of freedom, and I'm not sure if you recognize my body language as well, but it's like taking a deep breath in and receiving. Yeah. So that's truly how I felt that freedom.
So what would you say to the women who are watching this, who are bound and not experience the freedom that you felt that night? Mm-hmm. Because the little girl inside of them is in prison because they didn't have their father to speak to them, or they didn't have their mother, or they heard discouraging words from their mother or father, or it wasn't there. What would you say to that woman right now who's struggling with that freedom that they want, that you experience? What would you say to them?
I would say forgive yourself first. That's it. Forgive yourself first. And envision your little little whoever, little Marie, little Mary, little Susie, Keisha, whatever your name is, envision your little girl, right? You, 8 years old, 5 year old, 12, 10, whatever that is, envision her and envision you now, the version that you are now, and hold her hand. Because that 8 year old version of you is looking up at you now saying, girl, look at you. Look at you. Remember we dreamed about that? We dreamed about this, and you did that. You did that, right? So envision that and forgive yourself. Don't be so critical of yourself, right? I heard someone say this a little while ago. Another thing is too, slow down. It's not that serious. And whatever narrative that you're creating in your mind, it's much bigger than what it really is. A wise man just said that to me today. It really is not that serious. Give it to God. That's another thing that I would say. Truly, really give it to God. Imagine you handing it over to him like, hey, Father, this is yours. Thank you. And you'll also feel lighter. And you'll have that feeling that I felt, right? Of the little girl feeling like just hopping and skipping in the field. Not saying that everything is going to always be that way, but if you continue envisioning that 8 year old girl hopping and skipping, playing hula hoop, hopscotch, whatever that is, you'll feel lighter and freer as well.
That's good. I'm glad you said that. So that leads segue right to the opportunities that I have with my sister, my mother, and a special guest, which happened to be my buddy from college. As I
we
want
were
you to,
surprised that you
you know,
didn't
I was
know that
surprised
they
he
were
was
there.
there. But I'm gonna tell you what really, really got me, and I want you to really hear what I'm about to say to you. It is important that you get the right individuals around you to speak in your life. My sister and I are road dogs. That is my girl. She's my little sister by 7 years. But for her to for her to express to me in the room about her big brother, I was shook. I never knew I made that much of an impact in my little sister's life. And I'm not saying little like she's a little, but she's younger. And I was soaking it in like you would take a biscuit and some gravy, and it's like, oh my God, this is good. But I was also, because it was good, I was getting nourishment from it because I needed to hear that. And maybe you need to hear it too. But then the other individual that got me was my mother. And we had good times and bad times together. Just be very clear and very honest. But I love my mother. And she said something that caught my attention. I really want you to catch this. You may not have this in your life, but we're praying that you get this. She said she's been praying for me. It's one thing to know that your parents or someone's praying for you, but it's another thing to hear when you hear your parent saying, I was praying for you in this particular area. I never knew she was concerned like that about who I was dating and all like that. You know, I was doing my thing. But when my mother said that, it caused me to, I wanted to say, stand up strong.
Oh my gosh. Don't bring that up again. That's a whole nother conversation. Like, maybe we'll share that later, but I don't know.
It made me.
It is ridiculous. Yeah. So it's funny. But okay.
It made me stand up strong because here's my mother. She got jokes. Is my mother actually speaking into my life? But the other
Well,
individual,
what did she?
what did
Was
she
she
say?
praying?
So she prayed, and I want you to really come a little closer, and I want you to listen to what I'm about to say to you. My mother prayed that I will find an individual who will have my back, have the same interests as me, and who was going in the same direction. I never knew her prayer. So when Nicole showed up, Nikki B shows up, and she started checking off the boxes, unbeknown to her. My mother was like, mm-hmm. But it was that day that she took it out of her mental and her spirit and spoke it out for the world to hear her prayer for her oldest son. And I know some of you may or may not have that experience of hearing your parents' prayer being manifested right before you. But this was, it shook me. And I had to keep myself composed because I was holding the camera or holding the phone, recording it. But it made me look back over my life and say, wow, I never knew that my mother was praying for me like that. It got to me. Or do you need somebody to do that for you? Well, we're gonna go to the next. We go to the next part.
Yeah.
I wanna.
I know.
So my last individual was my buddy came up from college, and he started off speaking Spanish first.
And we're all looking like, what? Oh, what are you saying?
What are you saying? But he began to speak about 34, 32 years ago when we were in college. And he said something about our relationship and my relationship with God and life. He said, anytime we would do anything or go anywhere, I would say, let's pray. And what I was really getting at, and I want you to catch this, it wasn't so much so we can grab hands and let's pray. Let's remind us to always be connected to the Father. It was like, let's get connected. Let's get connected. How many of y'all go through life and you only connect with the Father when situations go haywire? Mm-hmm. But in college, that was something that was in me to make sure we got connected. Then he talked about the struggles we had in college with food and clothes and just being men and dreaming about how we would be 10 to 20 years from now. And he started crying. I wait a minute. Like, I can't be crying. Dude,
I was crying.
I was like, this is, but this is a thing. Mm-hmm. It made me, Nikki B, it made me think about what impact I had on other people's lives that I had no clue about. Good, bad, and indifferent. Do you know that your life matters? That you're having an impact on somebody's life? Your life. We ain't talking about ours. We can talk about ours all day. But do you know that your life has an impact on others? But I want to make sure we get back to the part about the community. Please, that's been something that's been a theme that you've been talking about. Mm-hmm. Please talk about how important for the people who are watching it is for them to tap into the community.
Community is so important. What I've found in this season of my life is that you are not going to elevate. And I don't mean having the material things. I'm not talking about the money. I'm not talking about houses and cars and things like that. What I'm referring to are the intangibles. You are not going to elevate or ascend if you are not in community. If you are not surrounded by a community of people or people that support you and love you. Even in that, right? I'm not even talking about because everyone is not going to love you, not even going to like you. However, it is important to be in community because the enemy wants us to be separated, right? Now, I'm not talking about being set apart. That's different. Sometimes you do have to go somewhere where you're not known or you're unfamiliar territory to grow, right? However, there's still an opportunity to be in community, and that is to fellowship with other people, to network. I know you talk about this word network. However, when you're intentional about your network and you're just one step at a time, hello, being genuine. Hello, my name is Nikki B. Oh, what do you do? Or what industry are you in? Or what are you working on? You never know what that sparked conversation will where it will take you, right? And it also it takes away any bouts of depression or feeling unsure about yourself because those conversations build confidence. So when you're having those things, I think it is essential that we stay in community. Because I can look back over my life and I can tell you the times where I was isolating in a dark room, right? And not wanting to be around anyone or take longer naps or just like, you know what, forget it, throw it all away, avoiding. Hello, somebody? Because I talk to myself, but I know if I'm talking to myself, that I know that there's someone on the other side of here that, ooh, that just pricked me. You're right. I know. I've been there. I still deal with it now. Or I avoid things because I'm like, ooh, I've made it bigger than what it actually is. Right? Versus sharing it with my community or with any community. And community can be one other person, right? So I think it is essential that we stay in community. Don't forsake the assembly of Christ. What does that mean? Don't forsake your brothers and sisters by confessing and sharing with them what's really going on with you.
So let me give you this statement because you made something very powerful. You said something very powerful. And I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to say to you. Come a little closer. I want you to get this. You can only rise as high as your community that you're involved in. You can only arise, you're only going to arise at the level that you're in, the community that you're in or you're involved in. Your community determines whether you're going to go down or it's going to determine where you go up. Someone who's listening, you probably need to jump out of the community that you're in and jump into another community that will pull you to the next level. There's some communities, I'm going to just be real clear with you, I ain't going to be involved in. But there's other communities I know it will stretch me and pull me to the next level I need to be in. We learned that when we had our dinner about the importance of having the right people around you, not so they can at the same place that you're in, but to pull you and stretch you so you can get rid of your old self and embrace the new version of who you are. If anything you get from this video, from what we're saying, choose the right community. Let's make it a little bit more practical. That may mean changing your community on social media. What are you entertaining on social media? I am guilty. Guilty. Then I said, let me start. We were just talking about this in the car. I'm not gonna watch something. Oh, what the economy's bad. Everything's going down. I need to watch where people are thriving. They're unbothered by what's going on. Why? Because I want to identify with them. Your community identifies who you are and who you're not.
Yeah, the way our minds and our brains work, there's this thing called RAC, reticular active way, RAS, right? reticular activating system. So the things that you see in front of you constantly all the time, or the words that you speak constantly all the time, guess what's going to happen? You're going to see anything that you speak, you're going to see it all the time. It's a cycle. You're going to see that all the time. So if you have control over that, well, it seems like you have control over that, right?
Yeah, you do.
So control what you're seeing. Protect your ear gates and your eyes, right? Things that you're feeding yourself. You're feeding things. As you're watching this, you're programming your mind, right? So we're hopeful that this helps to reprogram your brain or your mind with encouraging words. We're here to let you know that there's so much more for you. There's so much more, but to surround yourself with that so much more. Surround yourself. So, what does that mean? Well, it can be something as simple as the room that you sleep in, or the room that you go to, the desk or the office, the phone that you're looking at all the time. Create words on that phone. I have my brands right here on my phone. So I see it all the time.
She do.
I see it all the time, right? Because I understand the bigger picture, the greater vision for my life. It's not just my brand, it's everyone that is connected to that, so that I can show them whose they are and who they are, right? So, words around your room, put those encouraging words around your room. I am great. I am amazing. I am hopeful.
What did I put on the refrigerator?
I am wealth.
Where
I
I put
am
it?
enough.
What? Say it again. What I put on the
I
refrigerator?
am enough. And put some respect on my name.
What did I put on the refrigerator?
Put some
Tell them.
respect on my
All
name.
right.
That's the last thing. The first thing you put a little while ago is I am enough. I was feeling doubtful. And then the next one he said, because there was a situation that was happening, he was like, put some respect on my name. And I read that. I was like, what? Oh, I see what he means. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's a reminder. We're mirrors for one another. We don't always like what we see. But it's a reminder. Hold up, wait a minute. What's this? Right? So that's what happens when you're in community. You're not gonna always like what you're seeing or what you're looking at, but that just means that there's something more to improve. So, yeah.
So with that being said, here's what we want you to do. We want you to like, share, and comment.
Yeah.
We want you to like, share, and comment, and subscribe, and be a part of a community who's concerned not about us, but about you. Mm-hmm. When you look at us, we want to make sure that you get what you need. Let us know in the comments if this video has touched you, provoked you. I don't know.
Caused you to pause.
Caused you to
do
pause.
some introspection.
Right.
And look to see, like, you know what? You know what?
Right, you know what?
I am tired of this, right? I'm tired of being isolating. I'm tired of isolating myself, right? I'm tired of avoiding. I'm tired of running away. I'm tired of going through the same cycles, seeing the same hardships and not learning the lesson. We've both been there, done that.
Yeah. That's why we wanted to, that's why we are saying right before the camera, I'm not going to say what we said before the camera, but we want to make sure it's about you.
And so that you don't have to take those cyclical lessons that we had to take one time. Okay, next. Make sure that your journey is shorter, not to cheapen the lesson or the journey, right? But to make it shorter. The purpose of a mentor and a coach is so that you don't have to take all those hardships. Oh, here's what I learned. Now I'm giving this to you. It's a gift, right? It's a gift.
So at the end of this video, I want you to do one thing for us. In the comments, I want you to write one word.
What's the one word?
You sure want me to tell them the wrong word?
One word. What is it?
I want you to write community. When you write community, it is tying you to this teaching, but it's also freeing you to find your right community and also thrive in the community you're supposed to be in. So I want you to write in the comments community. Don't write our names. We want you to write community.
Yes.
And if you need to contact us, let us know. We're here to help you. This is LDA.
Nikki B here.
And we are doing
relationship
relationships
right
finally.
Finally.
Peace.
Bye.